Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, the best place for online entrepreneurs. On today's video, I want to share the 4 business lessons that I learned selling shampoos and skincare products in my 20s. Now, these are lessons that I still apply to my own online business till today, and I know it's going to help you with your online business. So hey, I'm Chrystabelle. I am the founder of Chrys Media and Hack Your Online Business podcast. Now, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you like today's video, don't forget to hit the like button as well. So if you've been following my YouTube channel, then you know that I teach a lot about online marketing and online businesses. But way before I started my own online business, I spent my 20s working for brands like Procter & Gamble and Unilever, selling shampoos like Head & Shoulders and skincare products for Olay. And because I spent so many years marketing these brands and seeing how Procter & Gamble and Unilever works behind the scene, it has taught me a lot of business and marketing lessons that have been very useful to helping me run my online business. Now, the first lesson that I learned selling shampoos and skincare products is that with every product that Unilever or Procter & Gamble create, the product is always hyper-targeted to one specific audience. So even though we're talking about mass market products that are found in supermarkets and drugstores, all of these products are actually targeted to one specific audience with one very specific problem or concern or an issue. And this is super clear in the ads that they run. So for example, with Head & Shoulders, we all know that it's a shampoo that's targeted for people with dandruff problems, right? It's an anti-dandruff shampoo. They target the middle-class consumers, and across all of their ads, they're always talking about how their shampoo can help with anti-dandruff, right? While other shampoos talk about things like organic ingredients, or they talk about how it's cheaper, or they talk about luscious hair, for example. With Head & Shoulders, they only focus on one messaging, and they only focus on one target audience, and that is the men or women, the middle-class consumers who are suffering from dandruff problems. And then what we see with Olay, which is one of the worldwide leaders in skincare products, they create and they have products for women across different age groups with different skin conditions, right? They do not just create one skin product for all women across all different age groups that, helps with anti-wrinkles, moisturizing, uneven skin tone, downers, and so on. It's always one product that fixes one problem. So the very first business lesson here that I learned from working with Olay and Head & Shoulders and other brands under the Unilever and Procter & Gamble brand is that we always gotta have a very specific target market for each product that we have. So for example, if you're targeting different target markets, so say for example, you're targeting women of a certain age group, and then you're targeting women of a different age group, you wanna have 2 different offers targeting the 2 different groups, because this is where a lot of people make mistake, right? They create one product that targets different markets, and in their messaging, they are either very generic. In the ad copy, it's very generic. In the product, very generic. The offer, the messaging, all very generic. When you go generic, you really speak to no one at all. Now, the second business lesson that I learned is creating magical moments. So magical moments are basically moments that bring together a community, or there's a story behind it. And that's what we often do with the ads that we run for Olay and Head & Shoulders. So it might be a story, it might be a local event that bring together people. So even though we essentially are selling shampoos and skincare products, what we're trying to do is to add on these magical moments so that our target audience, our target market, can create emotional attachment to the brand. So when I look at my own online business and my clients' online businesses, what we're trying to do is to create magical moments with their target market and not just say, hey, buy my stuff. We always try to aim for some kind of experience with our brand or a story related to our brand. So for example, with Chrys Media and Hack Your Online Business, here I am, sharing my personal stories from time to time to build that emotional attachment to my brand. Another client of mine has a Facebook group where she creates some magical moments in that Facebook group through stories and live videos and sharing challenges and so on. That is where her magical moment happens, and that's where she's building her community. So I want you to ask yourself, how are you creating a magical moment for your brand so that you're not just selling to your target audience, you're not just telling them to buy your stuff, but you're creating some kind of emotional attachment to your brand. Another online entrepreneur that I know, he runs a huge digital nomad community. He runs events for digital nomads as well. And he built this magical moment with his audience through his YouTube videos and his weekly blog posts where he goes really deep and personal, and he even shares his monthly income, right? So that's how he built this emotional attachment to his brand. Now, the third business lesson that I learned from selling shampoos and skincare products is to maximize our profits through cross-selling. So if you ever walked into a supermarket or a drugstore thinking that, you know what, today I'm going to go and buy a product for wrinkles, for example, something that helps me with my wrinkles, right? You walk into a drugstore, you look at all the products available for wrinkles, you'll realize that there's not just one product for wrinkles, right? There's not just one anti-wrinkle product under any brand. There's always a cream, there's always a serum, there's a mask, there's like a whole range of products that fall under, wrinkles or moisturizer or downers of skin, right? There's a lot of products under that suite of products. So what is going to happen is that you walked in thinking that you're going to buy just one cream, one anti-wrinkle cream. You're going to walk out of the store with that cream and a serum and maybe even the mask. So by doing so, they are increasing the cart value of each customer, and that is what we want as well. So I have a client who basically does one-on-one consulting calls for astrology, right? And so what we're trying to do is to see how we can increase the cart value of each person who signs up for a call with her. And so what we realized was that she was actually giving away a free PDF after each call that she would take hours to do, that would contain the notes from each session. And so for me, the no-brainer thing to do and the easiest thing to do to increase the cart value was to take that free PDF that she was giving away for free, that she would spend hours creating that PDF, and make it into a small premium price just to pay as an add-on after the session, right? And here's the thing, because the session would go on so well, people would love that call, that consulting call with her, they would end up buying that PDF. And so because of that PDF, it has increased her cart value, her average cart value per customer without doing anything extra, right? She was already giving it away for free. So as you're selling your course, your membership, your offer, your ebook, whatsoever, as you're selling your offer, right, I want you to ask yourself, what can you do to cross-sell something that's similar to whatever your main offer is so that you can increase the average cart value of each customer? Maybe that's a PDF, a mini course, another course, a one-on-one call with you. There are many things you can do to stack on the main offer so that you increase the value. Now, the fourth business lesson that I learned selling shampoos and skincare products is that you always got to make sure that you're researching before you launch anything new. Okay, brands like Olay and Head & Shoulders, companies like Procter & Gamble and Unilever, they never launch a single product or a single ad before doing a lot of research. Companies like Procter & Gamble and Unilever, they spend so much money on research because they cannot afford to create a product that no one wants or needs. They have research teams just to make sure that every copy, every feature, every ingredient has gone through rounds and rounds of research and consumer research, right? They have consumer groups, just to give you feedback. And so I remember when I used to create ads for, we used to create marketing and ads and campaigns for, Olay and Head & Shoulders. It's not as easy as saying, here's the ad, go approve it. It's giving them the ad and then waiting for weeks, even months before they even approve, because they got to go through rounds and rounds of research to make sure that every single thing has been researched well. Now, of course, you and I, we don't have the vast research abilities of brands like, Procter & Gamble and Unilever. However, it should not stop us from doing our research before we launch any single offer or launch even a new business. In fact, before launching, there's a pre-launch period, but there's also a pre-launch period, which is where you start to research what your target market needs, wants, what are their problems, would they like this feature, would they like this product, what do they think of all these new things, right? This is the period where you actually do your research so that you're not launching something that nobody wants or needs. And the way that I recommend you do it and the way that I do it is I ask through surveys, I ask in Facebook groups, I ask my target market if I have access to them. I would even see what are, some of the trending search terms on Google. Now, this is a mistake I've made many times in my online business career. I presume to understand what my target market needs and wants, and I go on to create something for them that eventually none of them buy. In fact, this is so common that it's the number one thing I recommend that all my clients do before we even launch anything at all. So remember, you always want to spend time researching during the pre-launch period so that you never end up creating something that nobody wants or needs and you just waste time and money on creating something that no one will eventually buy. Alright guys, I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to let me know in the comments below what you thought about today's video. Now, if you liked today's video, don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, in the meantime, while you wait for next week's video, don't forget to go check out these two videos to learn more about online marketing and online businesses. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next video.